Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Humans of Padel. I'm your host Max. In this episode I'm joined by Carla Touly, the number 3 French player, number 95 in the world. We have a very interesting conversation about her professional career, about the challenges of being a professional athlete and the financials of being a professional paddle player. I hope you enjoy the episode. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Thank you for taking the time for coming to sit with me today. How was your experience in the P1 in Dubai?
So the experience at the tournament, we lost first round, so not great, but we played against really tough opponents, so they played better than us. And we had to stay in Dubai for a week because we have a new tournament on Sunday in Kuwait. So we had to train, and it was not easy to train at the club, so we were super lucky to have people like you, clubs like this one, to be able to train really well and get ready for Kuwait. So the experience in Dubai, I have to say I really liked it, even though we didn't win a match. So we were lucky it was in Dubai and not in another country without knowing anyone. So we were a little bit lucky.
Yeah, I mean, Dubai is crazy about paddle. There's a lot of support for the sport and a lot of people want to help, and there's a lot of clubs, right? So as soon as there are players, everyone gets excited, and we're lucky to have you with us. When did you arrive in Dubai?
We arrived on Sunday.
Okay.
Sunday, and we played on Monday. And before I was in Doha playing the World Championship for France. So it's been almost 20 days far from home.
That's a lot of time in the Middle East.
Yeah.
Was it your first time in this region, or you've been here before?
I was not in Dubai, in like a city an hour away from Dubai.
Sharjah?
Yes, I played a FIP there. It was, I think in March, but we got sick. Food poisoning, so I was like, I'm never gonna come back to Dubai. I hate Dubai. And then people told me it's not Dubai there, so you have to come back. And now I really like it.
Yeah, it's very, very different.
Yeah.
And how was the World Cup experience for the French team?
Tough, because we were aiming for a medal. Because we had the same team as the European Championship 2 months ago, and we did really well. We finished third. Behind Spain and Italy, but we were really close to beat Italy. So World Championship, we were like, we're gonna beat Italy and we're gonna finish third. But in quarterfinals, we lost against Portugal, and I lost the deciding match, winning 6-1, 3-1, 30 love against Nogueira. She's 30 in the world, and another player from Portugal, top 100. So they were really tough opponents, but we had it. Yeah. And to be so close to like qualify for the semis, and we would have played against Spain, so it's like a dream, and we lost. And after that, it was really tough we played the next day against Sweden at 9 a.m. after a big loss.
You finished very late as well.
We finished late. I couldn't sleep all night because I was like, for me, the team lost because of me. I lost the deciding match. So it was super hard, and then Sweden was super tough, and I had to play a deciding match again, and I lost again. So tough experience, but we finished 7th, so that was not the goal. So we're not happy about it, but it was really nice to play for France and give it all, because at the end, the quarterfinals against Portugal, it was insane. The girls were singing the national anthem at 5-4 in the third. It was like magical, but of course when you lose, you forget about.
And how do you recover from that? As a professional athlete, you have those losses, and especially playing for your country, it means a lot for you, right? And then the next few days later, you have to be in Dubai and competing again and reset your mind. How do you do that?
I mean, for 3 days I was destroyed. I was not able to sleep. It was really, really tough to lose in a normal tournament. We're used to it, and you lose and you're done, and then it's the next week. You go back home, you practice. Here, we cannot go home. We have to play the next day, and you lose again, and it's like a never-ending circle. And for me, being here in Dubai with really nice people, feeling super welcome, going for nice dinners, being with friends, it's like not a holiday, but like it feels like a tournament, and also you have time off the court and off the club, and you discover new people, new clubs. For me, this was really nice, and I got really lucky to be in Dubai, because I mean, I just wanted to go home. I was like, I don't want to play padel anymore, but I think after a few days and nice dinners, and you start to feel better. And my friends really, they were like, you have no idea, you live my dream. Like, I would love to be able to travel every week and play really nice tournaments, and you have the chance to do it. And I know you're sad, but enjoy it, because in a few years you're gonna be like, yeah, I got lucky. But
I mean, it is a dream.
In the moment,
Yeah.
it's tough.
It is true. I mean,
Yeah.
I think you've done very well to recover and bounce back and be training and everything. But it is a dream, like you said, what you do for a lot
Yeah.
of people. But the reality of that, the day to day, must be very challenging. I mean, how long have you been a professional paddle player for?
So paddle player, only 2 years, but I've been playing tennis for, I think, more than 20 years. So I was traveling a lot. I was playing ITFs. I was traveling every week in tennis too. So I knew how fun and good it was, but how tough it got sometimes. And when I was 25, I decided to stop tennis because I was feeling super lonely. Because in tennis, you're alone, and I wasn't able to bring my coach to the tournaments because it was too expensive. So I was just traveling alone, and I loved it at the beginning. But after a few years, after 5 years on the tour, I was like, it's too much, and I started to to work in an office doing marketing. I didn't want to do sports anymore, and I was like, I like to be outside and be traveling. And then paddle for me was, I knew I had a partner. So like, I wasn't traveling alone anymore, and I was like, let's try this. And I think when you have a nice partner, like a friend, to be able to travel with a friend, it's so much easier than tennis, because like here I get along really well with my partner, and being here with her, practicing with her, I'm not alone. So I think for me it was a really nice thing.
And also, when you started maybe freshly 2 years ago, the
Yeah.
circuit was a lot smaller, right? There was
Yeah.
less traveling. With tennis, it's all around.
Yeah.
Whereas at least at the beginning, now it's getting bigger. I mean, you mentioned earlier you're going to Mexico
Yeah.
in 2 weeks, so the paddle tour is growing and it's becoming more and more global. Which,
Yeah.
do you like that, or?
So for me, I started 2 years ago, and last year I was traveling a lot too. So I didn't really play World Padel Tour. So when all the tournaments were in Spain, I wasn't playing yet. So for me, paddle is like tennis. It's traveling all over the world every week, and I like it because I love to travel. Now it's the end of the season, so I just want to be home and stop traveling. But I know I love traveling, discover new countries, new people, new languages. Like, I love that. So, and when I don't do it, when I'm in an office, I hate my life. So for me, it's I know I'm lucky to be traveling for now, but in a few years I would like to calm down a little bit. But for now, it's perfect. Yeah.
So how do you manage it financially? Because you played qualifiers, right? You lose the first round of qualifiers. The prize money in paddle still is not very high. There's not a lot of exposure to the sport. How do you budget yourself and manage your finances to be able to compete in all these tournaments? Do you have support from the French Federation?
So we have, the prize money is, compared to tennis, is nothing. But in paddle, we have the chance to have many sponsors. It's so much easier to find sponsors in paddle than tennis. In tennis, I had almost nothing. The federation a little bit, but other sponsors, nothing. And in paddle, I have, I think, 5 or 6 already, and I've been playing for 2 years. And I have the federation as well. Next year, I think they're going to help me more. And for me, I have the chance to be also French and not Spanish. So right now I'm number 3 in France, and I have way more sponsors than a Spanish girl top 30 maybe. And I'm only 95 in the world because I am lucky to be French. And for Italian, Portuguese, French, it's so much easier, because if we're top 100 in the world, it means we're top 5 in our countries, and we have French sponsors. So
that's great.
Yeah.
So you're getting more sponsors from
being French.
Okay, because there's less competition.
Yeah, in the country.
That's
or
interesting.
like Sweden or Holland, like everything but Spanish or Argentinian.
When do you think we'll see a non-Spanish or Argentinian team win the World Cup?
Oof. I mean, I think Italy right now they lost against Argentina, but I think they were not close, but we can tell the level is growing in Italy. And French, we were close to beat Italy at the Europeans. I think it's coming, but not. I mean, the next, I don't know, 5-10 years, we need time and more players, because right now I think in every countries, in Italy they have 4 players that only play paddle full time, and the 4 others, they have families, they have jobs. And in France too, we're only 3 players in the French team playing paddle every day and traveling every week. The rest is they have a normal job, they have families, and they play only in the weekends. So I think other countries, we need more professional players, and then it's gonna come, but they're still really good. I mean, Spanish team, they have 8 players in the team, and they are from number 1 to number 11 in the world. Like, I was talking with my partner, she's Spanish, and she was like, well, for me, getting to the Spanish team, I need to be top 10 in the world.
Maybe she can play for the UAE.
Yeah, that's another topic. Let's not talk about that. No, we can.
No, I mean, that's another topic that I want to open.
No,
I've discussed it before, but...
now it's Spanish people are playing. They're getting paid really. I mean, it's really tough for a Spanish player, top 50, like I said, to have sponsors. So when they see an opportunity like that, they're like, I need to go for it, because it's gonna pay for maybe 1 or 2 seasons, and they don't have any sponsors. So if they have to do it, I understand, and I don't judge.
I mean, the lifespan of the career isn't that long. I mean, longer than tennis probably, but it's still not that long. You need to monetize that time where you have, and you have the
That's
visibility.
why if they're struggling and they're not able to play all the tournaments they would like to play, and they have an opportunity, it's hard to say no. But then some players, they're like, no, I'm Spanish, I'm only going to play for the Spanish team, or never play for it because it's too hard. But I'm not going to go for another country just for the money. It depends. I'm not going to judge, because I'm lucky to be French, I'm in the team, so I have everything, and I'm not going to say, no, this guy cannot do that.
Everyone has their reasons.
Yeah.
So let's say I decide I want to be a professional paddle player now, and I want to do a year on the tour, I want to go to all the tournaments. How much money do you think I need?
I think it depends if you want to bring your coach, your physio, it depends. But I think in between 40,000 to, can go to a lot more, but I would say between 40 and 80 if you want your stuff with, euros, 80,000.
So that would be what, like flights, accommodations?
Training, and also when you're home, if you want to have a nutritionist, a mental coach, I mean, you can have... You can be like Djokovic and fly private jets to all the tournaments. Yeah, it depends. I mean, if you want to fly business, because I mean, I'm going to Mexico in 2 weeks, and I'm not going to fly business because I cannot, and I have to stop in Madrid and then to stop in Mexico City, and like many stops. And of course, if you have more budget, you buy a direct flight, not even business. And it's maybe 1,000 or 2,000 more, but you arrive to the tournament and you're less tired.
Yeah, you're fitter, you're fresher. So it also affects your performance when you arrive, doesn't it? So that balance between financially savvy and then also peak performance is a hard balance to find for you, I guess. I guess you learned that with the years on the tour as well.
For sure, but sometimes you have to go to Mexico and you don't have the choice to have a 24 hours trip. And some people with more budget, more sponsors, they're gonna get a direct flight. It's gonna cost more, but they can do it. They can afford it. So, but yeah.
But do you have to go to Mexico? Like, what do you have? You contractually obliged to go to Mexico?
No, I'm not. But if I want to get better and win points and improve my ranking, I have to go, because Mexico is a major. So it's like a Grand Slam in tennis, and it's only 4 years. So it's one in Doha at the beginning of the year, one in Roma in Italy, in Paris, French Open, Roland Garros, and then Mexico. So if you don't go to Mexico and you've been playing all the tournaments all year, you're a little bit... even if it's the end of the year, you're tired, you don't want to travel, you have to go, because it's... If you win one match, it's many points. So
it makes sense. It's that race, isn't it? It's the constant race for the points.
But no, if I want to go on a holiday and don't go to Mexico, I can. But then I better quit then.
So what's the goal for you? Like you moved to Padel 2 years ago. What's the 5-year plan?
So my dream in tennis was always to be top 100, and I couldn't do it. My best ranking was 500. And so my goal when I started Padel was to make it to the top 100 once in my life, a little revenge with tennis. And I did it. It was in March, I think, first time top 100. And after that, I was like, I don't want to have any ranking goals, because in tennis, I know it was a lot of pressure. I was putting so much pressure on myself with winning matches, ranking goals, and it was like negative pressure. So when I started Padel, I was like, this one goal, top 100, and then I will see if I'm 80, 50, 20, I don't care. I just want to enjoy as long as I can, and let's see how far I can go, but I don't want to put any limits or goals or so.
So you're just enjoying the
I
process.
want to be free. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great.
It's less pressure. And also I know Padel, for me, I don't take it the same way as tennis was my life. I thought I had only tennis and that's it. Padel for me, when I started, I wanted to learn Spanish. That was also a goal. So now I can speak Spanish. So I think I'm really happy about that. And also I know it's an experience for my future. I would love to work into to help developing Padel in France or in the world. And I know being able to travel to all the best tournaments, meet all the best players, it's going to help me for my future. So
yeah, you're building a great network.
Yeah, exactly.
Doing what you're doing as well.
Meeting, I think Padel is about, every time I play Padel and I meet someone that loves Padel, there is a connection. It's like passionate people. And I love to be able to talk to people that enjoy the sport. And I think that's why after playing Padel, I would like to stay in this Padel world.
There's so much opportunity in the sport industry.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was very young, my dream was to be a tennis player.
Yeah.
Like 99.9% of them, I didn't make it, not even close.
Yeah.
But I'm working in the sports industry and I love it and I enjoy it. And I benefit very well from the sports industry as well financially, and I'm very happy with it. And I enjoy watching, I enjoy supporting.
Meeting
I don't
people.
envy you. I don't envy the players anymore. Every now and again, I'm like, it would be nice, But I've been watching Padel for 4 days and I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
Just watching it.
Yeah, I know.
But to be there playing, competing, and thinking the guy's coming from the World Cup straight into a tournament and then another tournament next week and then other side of the world, it's crazy.
Yeah. I'm doing it now because I know I like it, I love it, but it's really tough sometimes, and I know I'm preparing my future. That's also why I do it. When I lose a match, I'm super sad for a few hours. In tennis, it was a few weeks. Now it's a few hours. I'm getting better, and then I'm like, okay, it's really bad. I lost. I spent so much money on the flight, and I'm gonna have to stay for a week, spending so much, but it's gonna be good for my future. I'm trying to see further than just winning or losing, because it's too tough.
How do you manage that relationship with your partner? So you're playing with Anna.
Yeah.
How long have you two been playing together?
It's the second tournament.
Okay.
It's very recent. We played one tournament in Spain 3 weeks ago. First tournament together, and it was the best tournament of the year for both of us. We played amazing. We were like, oh, let's keep going. So, and Dubai was the second. We didn't play bad, but I think we could have done better. And now I think until the end of the year, we're going to play together. And for me, having a partner for 4 or 5 tournaments, we planned 5 tournaments, doesn't matter how it goes. It's the first time, because when you start Padel, I mean, my first year I didn't know anyone, only French players, but they don't even play on the tour. So I was changing every week, and this too was very tiring. Every week before the deadline, I was like, do you want to play with me? And without even knowing the players.
So you just showed up to the tournament and you're playing with someone
I don't know, and I never practiced with. It's a surprise. And it's mentally, this is exhausting, because you never know what to expect. And now I know we're going to Kuwait with Anna. We played 2 tournaments already together. We know doesn't matter if we play good or bad, we're going to keep going. It's like a project, and mentally it's like, okay, yeah. I have this and I can focus on other things. When you have to, it's like Tinder. You text Instagram, so you DM someone, really? And you're like, do you want to play with me this tournament? And she's like, she's checking your ranking, okay, your results, okay, let's try one. And it's really tough. Yeah. And so I think it's really nice to have a project, and for next year I'm going to look for something like that, because I don't want to be changing every week.
And it's very hard for you to compete against pairs that have been playing together for 6 months, a year, and then to come in with a new partner and try and compete with that is very, very difficult.
sometimes it's like for us in Spain 3 weeks ago, it was magical, everything worked, and it's like okay.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's not like that, and you're like, okay, I really like this girl, but we're not gonna play together because the game style it's not working.
So when you agree to play together, is it just a verbal contract, like confirmation?
Yeah.
There's no written.
No.
And then how do you go about parting ways? Like, let's say we play together, it doesn't work out, just thank you, bye, or?
For me, because I didn't have a long project, it was easy to say bye. It's like a 1 week relationship with your girlfriend or boyfriend. After a week, it's easier to say, I don't want that. But of course, project like maybe Ari and Paola, the number one, they've been playing together for, I don't know, 2 or 3 years. When I started Padel, they were already playing together. The day they're going to have to split ways, it's going to be like breaking up. It's like a breakup, like in a love relationship. I think it's really like that. Even more when there is friendship involved. I had this with French partners, and the first times I was like, I wasn't ready for that. I was like, it's heartbreaking. It's really intense because at the end you share so much on the court, outside of the court. You're traveling. It's like super intense, and then it's a breakup. So
because it's true, it's not just on the court, right? You're spending time outside
even
the
more
court,
outside,
in the hotels, in the flights. You need to get along outside as well, right? If that person's annoying you outside the court, it's going to be hard to perform.
Yeah. Or many players, I mean, I don't know if it's many, but they don't get along at all outside of the court, and they don't spend time together. One is going somewhere, the other one, and they just meet on the court. I think it's better to do that than trying to do everything with someone you don't like. And sometimes the game style is perfect, it's working perfectly on the court, but then outside it's like ice and fire. Like you cannot with the person.
So it's a work relationship, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I know some players, they work like that. They don't like each other outside of the court, but then when they play together, all good. So yeah, it's a good learning. I think for me, Padel was tennis. It was more like individual sport, and it was helping me to grow up as a person. But Padel is helping me to learn like friendships. Like it's very like you have to be with people all the time, and it's really good. Really good learning outside of the court as well.
So when did the season start?
Started mid-February.
Mid-February.
And it's gonna end mid-December.
So what are you gonna do between mid-December and February next year?
So first, 1 week or 10 days without Padel, holidays at home, to be with my family. And then January, and we have like 8 weeks of preseason where we practice every day and we get ready for the season. So, but then the preseason we don't travel. So we spend so much time on the court, but without all the traveling. So I really like preseason time.
Nice. And since February this year, how much time have you spent at home?
Home in France with my family. I spent, I think, 4 days in August. We had a break, and then that's it. My family came to whenever I was playing tournaments in France, French championships, tournaments like that. They tried to come, and my brother came once in Barcelona, but I'm always all around. So either they come to the tournaments to see me, or I see them 4 days in August and sometimes Christmas. But the last 3 years, I couldn't even do Christmas with them because I had to be working and make money. And so I know it's a few years like that, and I really want something like in 5-8 years, I want to be home for Christmas. I want to have like a normal family. But for now, I'm enjoying being away as well. I miss my family, but I know I'm really lucky to see so many things. So and they know I'm happy. So they are
That's
fine with
support.
it.
You have their support, and they know you're doing this for a number of years, right? This isn't going to be
it's
your
not
life
forever. Yeah.
If you're still doing this when you're 65, I'd be very impressed.
Maybe I will, because I love it, but I think I would die before because mentally and physically it's not possible.
Yeah. What would you say is more challenging? Is it more challenging mentally or physically?
Padel, I think it's more mentally because the court is not that big. You're always playing doubles. I would say tennis, it can get really hard physically, but for me, paddle, I think for now it's more mentally, for sure. And also, of course, when you're tired physically, it's harder mentally too. But I think for me, it's more mentally. I mean, especially now, the end of the year, after World Championships, and physically, I could. If you tell me tomorrow to run a marathon, I think I can do it. But physically and mentally, I don't know. It's more the head, for sure.
So let's say I want to sponsor you.
Okay.
I'm a company.
Thanks.
I like paddle.
Yeah.
I want more exposure in paddle, and I want to sponsor Carla Touly.
Yeah.
How do I do that, and how much is it going to cost me?
How much? 1 million. No.
Done.
No. For now, all the sponsors I have, I can give them something in return, and I love that. I wouldn't like. I mean, of course, if you tell me I give you 1 million and I want nothing, it's hard to say no. But I really like to be able to be working together. So I have hotels, for example. Whenever I'm staying in a hotel in France, I have a company. It's a brand with like 50 hotels in France. They have some everywhere, almost big cities. And every time I play a tournament in France, I'm staying at their place, and then I can post something saying I'm here at the hotel, and I post pictures, videos, and then they come to watch me play. And then I think this way it's really nice. And then how much, I don't know, because for example, right now I have many sponsors that don't give me money. They give me not cash. I stay at their place for free, or I get food for free, or
it's like a barter agreement.
Yeah. So it doesn't cost them much, and for me, I'm saving money, and I love this way of.
It's a win-win.
Yeah, I like when it's a win-win, and of course, I need money. It depends also my needs. If tomorrow I want my coach to be traveling to all the tournaments, I'm gonna need cash, and I'm gonna ask for 20,000, at least, so my coach can come half of the year or something like that. So it depends. If I meet a sponsor and they offer me, they want to help, I'm gonna be okay. If you give me this, I'm gonna add that, and I'm gonna be able to maybe also improve more. I couldn't tell you right now. I need to think. What do I need?
Because this is something that that's more of a business side to it, right? That you're an athlete, but this is pitching to people. It's a completely different business, and yet you need to manage that yourself.
I mean, I could have an agent, but I think I also like this business part, because having an agent, I don't know, maybe I didn't meet the right one yet, but I love when it's a win-win, and I think when there is a third person involved, then this person, of course, is gonna need something and is gonna try to make something out of it, and I don't think it's super healthy anymore, and I prefer to talk directly with the brand and then share the ideas and then try to grow together. I really like when with the sponsors I have right now, I'm super happy because I feel I'm helping them and they feel they are helping me, and this is a really good feeling. So I like to.
That's a positive approach, and that will benefit you so much more in the long run because you're giving back. And if you're willing to give a little bit, you will receive so much more. If there is anyone listening to this who does want to sponsor Carla,
we can find ideas together.
I'll put your Instagram underneath anyway. I wanted to ask you one last question. So what do you think is the difference between you as number 93 in the world?
Number 95, I think. But thank you.
You're welcome. I'll give you the 2 spaces.
After Kuwait, I'm going to be.
So the difference between you, number 95 in the world, and a top 10 player?
I mean, for me, for sure, it's time. I need more time to learn how to play paddle because I come from tennis. And even between me and my partner, we have two game styles that are completely different. She's letting all the balls go off the glass, and I'm trying to do it more, but I'm playing so much better before the glass. So for me, I'm gonna learn how to play real paddle with time. It's been only 2 years, and I'm trying, and I know what I have to do, but when you've been playing 20 years another sport, it's really hard to change in 2 years. And the top 10 players, they've been playing for at least 10 years, and they started when they were really young. So for me, for sure, it's time. And then also, I mean, so many girls top 10, they have big talents. It's like in tennis. Not everyone can be top 10. You have to have something else. It's either like the forehand, the backhand, but even like the motivation, the hard work, so many things. And I think I have a few things. Maybe I don't have half the thing Ari Sanchez has, but I have things, and I'm going to see until where I can go. Maybe not top 10, maybe top 50, but let's see.
I look forward to following this journey of you.
Thank you.
Carla, thank you for having this conversation with me. It was a pleasure to get some insights into the professional tour. I wish you all the best in Kuwait.
Thank you so much.
In Mexico, and enjoy your time off. And I look forward to having you back here in Dubai whenever you want. You're always welcome. Thank you, Carla.
I wanted to add,
of course,
I really like Dubai, and I'm already looking for not places to buy, but I would like to maybe spend 1 or 2 years in Dubai after paddle, because I think, I've heard they have 80 paddle clubs in Dubai, and it's a city of 80 kilometers, so it's like...
It's more than that. From this point, there's over 100 paddle courts in a 3-kilometer radius.
It's crazy. I can feel that paddle here is really big, and I really like the city, so help me find an apartment.
Well, I'll put you in contact with Paul, who was, you met Paul yesterday actually.
Yeah.
Who was my previous guest on the podcast, who's a coach here, who's gone into real estate.
We play with him.
Exactly.
We beat him.
You beat him. So now he owes you. And he's gone into real estate, so he can help you.
Perfect.
There you go, see?
Amazing.
Connecting
Contact.
people.
Yeah, that's why I love paddle.
Thank you, Carla. Have a lovely day and all the best for the future.
Thank you.
Thank you.